Hello, and welcome to another update video about Solana. Solana continues to follow the projected wave count, and we actually formed that one more low I wanted to see. And well, there is not much more to say in terms of, okay, we get another low. Of course, we can get another low, but now we are deep in the, deep in the target area that I mentioned already last week for this decline. And we are very close to the invalidation point of the triangle. I mean, that doesn't mean it couldn't break. Of course it could. It just is a pivot that tells us if we break below that $119 level, okay, if it goes to $118.90, it's not going to be relevant. But if we get a break, you know, that is sort of looking somewhat convincing, then the triangle pattern will be invalidated. That would not change the overall trend direction because the trend is down. Here since the May high. It just means that now that we've arrived in this white target box, we are watching for signs that the trend is changing. I mean, I'm watching for that all the time, right? But this is now where also reward and risk are really in a favorable environment when we talk about reward and risk. For a long trade potentially. Now, I would be careful at the moment still because we haven't, well, there is nothing in terms of clear reversal signals yet, okay? And it could easily bleed down further, absolutely. It could continue to bleed, but we are very close to an invalidation point, so you have the possibility to set a stop, you know, there, tight stop. We have 3 trend lines that are, well, I'm watching at least. We can debate which one is the best one, but I just added them as additional parameters. You know, definitely here, even the first one could give us an initial signal that we start to break. Then we've got 2 touch points on the next one and another more than 2 touch points on this one here. Yeah, so I try to draw them a bit more accurately here. The smaller time frames allow for a little bit more precision, but 3 trend lines. So once they start to break, it indicates at least the momentum is shifting. And I added earlier today an initial resistance area. It is between 125.60 and 129.26. I don't find that one so relevant. It is really just micro resistance. It's not even broken. That might be the earliest signal that something is changing. But until then, I would even say even this last wave down here could get one more low. Okay, so for example, if we say the move down is obviously from this top in May, WXY, and then the Y wave is an ABC structure, and this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe the wave 5 again as an ABC, and then the C wave is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know if you couldn't follow, that's fine. It's just it is messy, this microstructure. I can easily change it because we're dealing with, and it would still be valid because we're dealing with with a diagonal pattern, so that it might be something completely different that's playing out here. But so far it's worked, okay? It has worked and it has kept the pressure down. It's told us that we have to expect further downside, and I continue to watch for lower prices until I see at least the first trend line break. Yeah, obviously that would only be the earliest signal, but again, I can't say it often enough. This is now an area where a reversal in the triangle pattern should happen. Now, I'm not sure if we are in a triangle or not, but the idea of this analysis is we identify a pattern. Oops, there was the microphone. We identify a pattern. Of course, I don't know if this is the pattern. I mentioned numerous times that triangles are not so reliable patterns, so I wouldn't be surprised if the $119 level breaks, but it's a key area of support. And any break below 119 gives us clarity because it tells us, okay, it's not a triangle, but it's probably still a wave 4. It's probably still a wave 4. I can highlight that actually maybe even in a different color in white, because if it's a wave 4, we are then not only looking at a triangle, but possibly at a flat structure. So A wave down, B wave, that's the same, but the triangle should get a little bit more sideways action in waves D and E, which form lower highs and higher lows, whereas if this is wave C of a flat correction, that C wave would end below the low of the A wave, and it should take us sort of into the region around $109 to maybe $90. Yeah. Bear in mind the $100 level will also be psychological support. So it might not even be a massive crash. But again, until we get a reversal signal, which is 5 waves up, 3 waves down, there is no low in place. The difference to last few days and last week is now I'm not necessarily expecting further downside. I'm watching for a bounce. I'm watching for a reversal, and I'm watching for a break of these trend lines here. So that's the update about Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.